Welcome back to my channel for a short episode on the Fuji GFX100RF. And I recently reviewed a bunch of accessories for Leica Q cameras. And I think it's time to do something for the Fuji GFX100RF, which is this beauty here. And what I want to review in this video and quickly show you and demonstrate in a very short and brief way is from Freewell, the real lens hood. And I've shown this accessory already for the Leica Q3 43. And a lot of people in comments ask, is this also available for the Fuji medium format compact camera, because it has the same filter thread 49mm as the Q3 43. And the second accessory is something that concerns me a lot always. I need to have hand grips on my cameras. You guys know that. I'm repeating myself over the years. And this one here I purchased and introduced in a video for the GFX100RF. And now Freewell sent me an alternative one, which is called the L-bracket. That's standard terminology. And it looks like this. And it also came with a screw-in knob for the shutter release button. I have already one in here. And in this video, I will show you very quickly how this all works, how to assemble it, and whether I find it useful or not. Let's kick this off. Two quick points on housekeeping. First, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Many thanks for that, because it supports my work and I'm really grateful for your support. And second, Freewell sent these accessories to me for free, but I'm not paid by them. I'm not affiliated with them, and I will provide you my own honest thoughts about these accessories and whether I like them. And now let's start. And what I want to start with is disassembling the original lens hood, which came in the box shipped from Fujifilm. Is a beautiful one. Chrome finish, looks very good on this camera here. And by the way, compliments and kudos to Freewell, because they really seem to follow my channel, because this one here is available, of course, in black and in chrome finish. And at least they paid attention and knew that I have the chrome finish version of the GFX100RF. Thumbs up for that. Very well done. Before I disassemble this, I want to measure it. And let me do this in this way here, because I want to know which one is more compact. So this one here is, if we go here from the middle of the lens to the rear end of the camera body, we are at 9.5 centimeter, if I see this correctly, 9.5. Let's note down this number and repeat this measurement later when the Freewell real lens hood is assembled and mounted to the camera body. All right, let's start this. First, we unscrew the lens hood here. Then we unscrew my UV filter, which I use as a protector here, because there are filters inside the Freewell real lens hood. And we'll use this later on, because I show you how to remove them in the Freewell real lens hood and get your normal UV filter without any fancy effects on. Then we can unscrew this one here and then take it off. Here we go. And now I think we have space for the Freewell real lens hood. Let me mount it first, and then let me show you some of the features. Let's see how this works. Here we go. I think now it's in. Very well. It sits really good. It also has the right orientation. I think I like that, and it looks actually good. Now let's do the measurement, right? We want to see. We had 9.5 centimeter before. Let's do the measurement again. We do it from the beginning of the lens here in the middle, but going really to the front end. And this is exactly the same, if I see this correctly. It's 9.5 centimeter. Maybe 9.4, give or take the same. So the camera will not get more or less compact if you replace the original one from Fuji by this one, but this one here has more embedded functions, which I'm going to explain very briefly in a moment. I'll not go into details, because if you really want to know how these real lens hoods work, then I will post a link down in the info box to my recent video when I explained this in detail with all the features for the Leica Q3 43. Now, there's a lot of functionality on this real lens hood here. And first of all, there is a lens cap here. It's plastic. It doesn't look to me like a metal finish, but it fits very well, and it's very solid how it snaps on. It will not accidentally go off the lens hood if you have this in a backpack. And the Fuji design is slightly different. If you look at the lens hood here, you have to slide it, which is also pretty firm. Look, this is also a very good mechanism. But this one here comes elegant in a slightly different finish here with some cornered bezels. And I think that is very nice. So let's take this off here. And then we can open this. There's a mechanism to open this lens hood so you get free access to actually screw out the filter. Let me do this quickly, showing you. So there's no filter inside in a moment. Let me just quickly do this. And as I said, all the details you will find in my video about the Q3 You see now, there is no filter any longer. This really is the lens from the Fuji GFX100RF. And if you don't want that fancy filter, I'm spending a few words on it in a moment. If you don't want to use that, you can also screw in a normal UV filter. And that is very functional because that means you get via this mechanism here where you can basically open this. You get quick access to mount and unmount any 49mm filter thread filter you want to have on that lens, be it polar filters, be it neutral density filters, be it UV filters, protectors, what have you. You can do this very quickly and you don't have that usual mess where you take off a lens hood and then you have to change filters. You can just open it like this and then it snaps conveniently back. And that is a very good mechanism, which I showed already on the Q3, but wanted to quickly repeat here for those who have not watched that video. Let's unscrew it. Let's get the filter inside, which was shipped with the lens hood. Let's do this here. It's very easy to screw it in. You need to grab it at the black part, not at the orange-red part, in order to screw it in. And now it sits firmly. And then we have here these two levers, these two knobs here, where you can rotate the circular polar filter to your needs. And that is very convenient. I hope you have ever shot a CPL filter, but you will always rotate it to get the right angle with the sunlight for the maximum effect. And that's what you can do here conveniently from outside, even if it is closed. Look at that. You can rotate it. You can just operate it in a very smooth way. And that, I think, is an ingenious invention. I really like it because it's a touch-free operation of that filter within a lens hood, which can be opened for quick exchange of any other filter of your liking. So what type of filter do you find here when you get this out of box? It's a combined filter actually for two interesting effects. One, there is a black mist filter integrated, and I explained in my previous video on the Leica Q3 Accessories what that is. And there is a circular polar filter built in, which you can operate by using these knobs or handles here, the red ones, and then rotate it to find the sweet spot for the effect you want to achieve. Simple like that. Let's now talk about the L-bracket from Freewell, which looks good and looks like very good build quality. I personally don't think there is a big difference to the one I have already mounted, which is from SmallRig. If you look here, SmallRig is a brand I use frequently for accessories. I do this for years. And typically, if you are looking for a new camera, like back then, the GFX100RF for a hand grip, or in this case, to be more precise, an L-bracket, then typically SmallRig can help you with supply. And now here we have an alternative one from Freewell, and I want to quickly mount that. And for this we have here, I have made a complete video about this L-bracket here, so you can look this up. I'll post a link down below in the info box. And here we have actually a magnetic tool. Look, this is magnetically clipping onto that L-bracket, and you can open the screw with it. Let's do this. And then you can actually unmount the L-bracket. We're almost there. Let's quickly do it. One more. Still one more. Now it should come off. All right. And this is how the camera naked at the bottom looks like. Tripod mount and then compartment for the battery, of course, and all of that. Pretty much standard. So let's get this back here to the SmallRig one. As I said, magnetic clip-on, quite nice. 3 tripod mounts here, by the way. And let's put this here aside so we keep this in view and get a comparison to the L-bracket from Freewell. So let's mount this. I think in the same way we have here, if I look, we have here a clip-on tool, and then we can screw this on firmly. Let's do this. Yeah, almost firm. Now it's firm. And then we clip this back. All right. Here we have a tripod mount, and that is good. We have free access to the battery. That's also good. You know, there are cases, and I don't mention specifically ones here on this channel where you don't have this spare out for the battery. Look at that. Here it is there. We have here a spare out for the speaker, the loudspeaker of the GFX100RF, and we have the same here because that's the same spare out. It's just combined with the screw tool. And what else do we have? We have here 2 screws, which are probably holding that wooden grip. And that's basically it. Now, there is one thing, and you watched me doing it, which I like here. There is here another spare out where you can easily grab that screwdriver tool here. Look at that. It snaps on, and then you can easily grab it here. And that's convenient. That's missing on the one from SmallRig because there is no spare out. I tried with my fingernail, and you watched me doing it, trying to find a way, and it was not so easy. Of course, if you just pull it, it also slides out. And I think that is not really a distinction criteria here, but this is done in a very smart way here that you can just go inside. And you also have here, I would say, 90-degree angles, how this is embedded into the L-bracket body. Look at that. It's actually nicely done, I should say. Look, I do these reviews always live, so I find my own surprises. And then you can pull it out like this. Very nice. It's actually good. What do we have here? So here it's actually not 90 degrees from the top bezel down into that spare out for the tool. And you probably have to just slide it like this. And there is no spare out here where you could grab it with your fingernail. But, you know, I'm probably overexcited about that. But this is well done here. It feels well if you go over it with your finger, and here you can easily grab it. Piece of cake. Quite nice. So that's what we have here. And as I supposed already, it's quite similar to the one from SmallRig. And maybe it's only the pricing which distinguishes them. I'll actually post the link to the products, both the SmallRig and the one from Freewell, in the info box, so you can compare them in terms of pricing. And the only last point I want to make is that both L-brackets are actually Arca-Swiss compatible. And that is quite nice. Look here, my most favorite tripod head and the one from SmallRig here fits in without any problems. I can screw this firmly, and now it sits. So you don't need a base plate if you shoot with this L-bracket, the Fuji GFX100RF, on a tripod. And the same applies to the L-bracket from Freewell. Let's put this in here. Let's slide it in. Is very, very easy, smooth, and works like a charm. Look at that. Firmly standing on my most favorite tripod head, which actually is originally from Arca-Swiss. And that is really good. So here also we have full compatibility. Last but not least, let's quickly talk about comfort. And if I look at that hand grip here, it's comfortable for me. I think I like it. I'm not so sure if the one from SmallRig is not even a little bit thicker. Let's have a look here. Not really. I don't think it makes a big difference. And all that counts is that if I have it here in my hands, it's comfortable. I have, anyway, smaller hands compared to normal human beings. Well, normal human male beings, I should say. And for me, this is comfortable in the same way as this one was comfortable. Last but not least, we have this tiny little red knob, which you can screw in into the shutter release button. They also look pretty similar. This one is more a dark red. This one is more a lighter red. And the finish is slightly different if we put them side by side here, but that doesn't make a big difference. So do I find this useful? Absolutely. It's a matter of taste, maybe a matter of pricing. I didn't check the prices on these two L-brackets, but I will post the links in the info box so you can look this up yourself. And clearly, the real lens hood, the L-bracket, not so much that knob. I mean, who needs that? But look, I was playful enough to have the one from SmallRig here on my shutter release button. But clearly, this lens hood here, which you can open for easy access to filters, and then, you know, decide what type of 49mm filter you want to have on it, and the mechanism to actually rotate CPL filters here in the way that you find the best spot for your polarizing effect. That is all in pretty nice. I really like it in the same way as I liked it on the Q3 43. And I really think it's up to you guys to decide what you like more. I think that the original lens hood with this in-between ring here from Fuji also is very nice, and it's shipped in the box. So if you purchase a Fuji GFX100RF, you get these accessories already in the box, which is always the best of all cases. But you don't have the functionality you have here on this one, and that might be tempting for some of us. If you liked that video, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. Stay tuned on my channel, there's always more to come. Thanks for watching, stay safe and healthy, and of course, peace out.